We all love stories. Most people love to read them, but there are few who would prefer to listen. So, for those of you who prefer to listen, this is for you. Welcome to the Bible Stories. My name is Liz Kanye, and I'll be your host.
Hi guys, welcome to the Bible Stories, home of Bible stories told in an African way. I'm so glad that you could join us. And if these stories are blessing you, please share. Let others also be blessed. So, in the last episode, I told you the story of Daniel and how he and his friends prayed, and then they saved the magicians, the enchanters, the astrologers, and the wise men of Babylon. Not only Babylon, because it was the kingdom of Nebuchadnezzar. And like I said, he had captured so many nations. So he was like the king who is the king. So today I want to continue with that story, and I'm going to tell you what the dream was. So Arioch then took Daniel. Arioch was the prime minister who was supposed to execute, or is it the commander of the armed forces? Anywho, he was one of the king's eunuchs, and he was the one who was supposed to kill all these enchanters, astrologers, and the magicians and the wise men. So Daniel told him, "As VP, I need to see the king. I have the interpretation of his dream." And so Daniel was taken to the king, and he said, "Long live the king," yada yada. And then he says, "I serve a God who is the one who gives dreams, who he shares dreams, and he's the one who interprets things, yada yada. And he showed you what is to come." Then he goes ahead to tell the king, "This was what you saw in your dream. You saw a big statue. The head was made of gold, the chest of silver, the belly and the thighs of bronze, the legs of iron, and then the feet mixed iron and clay. And then a rock came from out of nowhere and hit the statue, and it became chaff that was blown away. It became chaff actually that was blown away by the wind." And at this point, I'm sure the king was flabbergasted. Then Daniel continues, "This, my king, is the interpretation. You, O king, are the king of kings. So you are the head of gold, because you are king over many other kings. There will come another kingdom which is a bit lesser powerful than yours, and that is the silver chest. And then there'll be another one which is lesser power, the bronze, the iron and clay. Those will be smaller. So the iron one will be there. It will still be powerful because iron breaks stuff, but then it will be mixed with clay, and because clay is brittle. So a time will come when those kingdoms will be like that. So king, you saw 4 kingdoms which are going to be in different times. So the Lord showed you, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the Lord of heaven and earth, he showed you those kingdoms. And then another kingdom will come, not made by men, but a kingdom from God himself will come and will destroy all these other kings, all these other kingdoms. And that, my king, is what you saw." At this point, King Nebuchadnezzar, he lay prostrate in front of Daniel, and he said, "Enyewe, your God, he's truly the Lord of Lords, and he's to be worshipped." And then he honored Daniel, and then he put him in charge of the wise men of his kingdom. And then Daniel did not forget his friends. He said, "There are these other guys," and they were all put in charge of provinces. They were all made nobles and sort of ministers in this kingdom. Isn't that a powerful story? Next time we will continue. Until then, the Lord bless you.